Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turkish Super League highlight show here on beIN Sports Round 33 recap. Round 33 serving as an elimination round for teams looking to win the Turkish top flight title. We'll see what happens. Before we get to the highlights of Round 33, we have some news of particular interest to Istanbul Başakşehir fans. On loan Barcelona midfielder Arda Turan has been given a 16-game ban. 16-game ban by the discipline committee after pushing a linesman in that Turkish draw, or that Turkish Super League draw, 1-1 against Sivasspor. Turan handed also a $10,000 fine. It is believed to be one of the biggest fines in the history of the Turkish top flight. All right, some nicer news, some better news, especially if you are an Akhisarspor fan, because they were able to capture the Turkish Cup in the final against Fenerbahce. Let's take a look at the action from that one, because it certainly was good times for Akhisarspor, but Fenerbahce made them earn it. As we take a look at what would go down at Diyarbakir Stadium. And Eric Krakauer, 32 minutes in, Akhisarspor looking for their first ever cup. They get the goal.
Fenerbahce, a chance to win silverware for the first time in 4 years. They'd restore parity. Fernandão, the big Brazilian, with the big header.
And it's 1-1 at this point, but then Akhisarspor, they get a couple of important goals. First one, 70th minute, Abdul Sissoko.
Late and unmarked.
And then 11 minutes later, Elder Barbosa making it 3-1 for Akhisar.
Through a forest of legs, Souza would try to bring Fenerbahce back, but an enormous upset for Akhisar, relegation battlers, cup winners.
Congratulations to Akhisarspor for their Turkish Cup victory. All right, now to league action, where Antalyaspor tried to deny Istanbul Başakşehir 3 points and essentially deny them the title. Galatasaray looked to pick up 3 points and secure the title, or at least get closer to the title, with a victory over Yeni Malatyaspor. And Besiktas looked to end the season on the right foot with some strong play as they went to the capital to take on Osmanlispor. But we begin our look back at round 33 with the matchup between Antalyaspor and Istanbul Başakşehir. This match taking place at the Antalya Stadium, as Istanbul Başakşehir just one loss in their last 7 Turkish Super League matches. But early on, Antalyaspor with the chances. It's Milan Jeftovic, the first of a couple of good chances.
Excellent tackle. Manuel da Costa coming across and reading the danger. It was a very good start for Antalyaspor. Başakşehir very nervous, and Milan Jeftovic would get another opportunity. Good save from Volkan Babakan. It was a tight angle, though.
And then Başakşehir, well, they capitalize on their first real dangerous opportunity. Riyad Bayic, right place, right time.
2 goals in back-to-back games, and Elero Elia on the left-hand side, really turning on the Jets in the last couple of months.
Great finish there by Riyad Bayic. It's 1-0 for Başakşehir. That would be the score at halftime. And then in the second half, Edin Vizca usually sets him up. This time he knocks him down. It's goal of his own.
Antalyaspor with a sloppy turnover. And then, as you'll see in the replay, Ruud Buffon not shifting quickly enough to save Vizca's shot late to his post. The industriousness in the middle from Emre, the captain. And one last chance here to make it 3. Vizca after a lovely ball from Adebayor, but an even better save from Ruud Buffon.
Başakşehir 2-0 is the result. Sivasspor versus Alanyaspor. And it is a goal early on for Sivasspor. John Boye there.
Not sure whether the ball comes off Boye or Wellington after the free kick. But it's the Ghanaian who pounces on the rebound with his header.
And Sivasspor up 1-0 at home at the Yeni Dortelul. Well, they have only lost once in their last 10 home Super League matches coming into this one. But Alanyaspor get the equalizer thanks to Huzio Baba, Emre Akbaba.
Lofted ball over the top. Karacha is onside, and he calmly serves Akbaba for the finish.
Goes 1-1 at halftime, and then in the second half, Sivasspor get a penalty to go their way.
Controversy, George. A very soft call on Wellington, the Brazilian. We've seen a lot of those lately. Robinho, the man, going down. And then Aruna Kone, the Ivorian, number 13 for Sivasspor's main man.
So 2-1 at this point in favor of the home side, but Alanyaspor get a late goal, as is often the case in the Super League, and it is Wellington with the finish.
Redemption for the Brazilian, the daisy cutter across Fural's goal.
2-2 between Sivasspor and Alanyaspor. Gençlerbirliği relegated after the loss to Antalyaspor, and then they go down a man 36 minutes in.
Ahmet Oguz already on the yellow, goes for a silly tackle, gets his marching orders, and then Kasim Pasa from there taking over. The man here, Mbaye Diagne, he's been so deadly in front of goal since signing in January that it's almost like he has his own gravitational pull, but wait a minute. The man looks to be offside. The goal should not have counted.
Very unlucky for Gençlerbirliği as the Ankara side down 1-0 at halftime. Second half, Kasim Pasha, they poured on things. Then Mbaye Diagne.
Quick counter. Trezeguet, who scored 2 and assisted a few others last week, starts the play. Depe with the assist. Diagne, as you said, with the finish.
And then Elvis. Elvis is in the building. It's Elvis Manu around the goalkeeper and scoring for Gençlerbirliği.
Marko Milinkovic with the through ball. And Elvis Manu, the personification of composure, coolness, picks his spot in the corner.
So Gençlerbirliği down 2-1. But it's going to be 3 for Kasim Pasha after this handball by Sergej Policevic.
And it's hard to tell in the replay, but he does stretch out his arm, blocking Diagne's attempt. And it would be the Senegalese who would take responsibility and get his hat trick.
Big hat trick for Mbaye Diagne's Kasim Pasha win it 3-1. All right, the next team to pick up 3 points against Karabükspor, Fenerbahce, and Eric, this was a beatdown.
Fenerbahce coming into this game needing to score lots of goals in order to edge their goal difference closer to Galatasaray, and it would be an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah.
First goal is actually an own goal by Anton Kravchenko, the Ukrainian, a helping foot, if you will.
And then it's about to be 2, thanks to Fernandao, who would score another pretty sweet goal in this match.
Roberto Soldado starting up front with the Brazilian. Unusual 4-4-2 for Fenerbahce. Turning provider. Cool finish from Fernandao.
Against Karabükspor, you can play any formation and you're going to win. It's about to be 3, 29th minute. Remember that sweet goal I was talking about? There it is.
Scored that deft winner, Fernandao, at the curtain versus Bursaspor. And it's this acrobatic beauty here. Past the keeper. The cross is from Hassan Ali.
7 wins and 1 draw in their last 8 Super League matches entering this one. And then how about the dancing here by Atif Shashwe?
Another beauty, George. Wonderful skill from Shashwe. Spinning once he gets the ball and quickly pulling the trigger. No chance for Alexander Rybka, who tries to stretch.
Great footwork there by Atif Shashwe. And then it's about to be 5. Well, it is 5 thanks to Bobby Soldier, Roberto Soldado.
I don't think that Fernando meant the assist here, but having been gifted a goal by Soldado, was happy to give him one back. And then Nabil Dirar with a rocket, which Rybka gets to, but just not strong enough to parry the shot.
So it is 6-0 at this point. 6-0. It's not going to be 7, right? Yeah, it's going to be 7 thanks to Vincent Janssen.
And he won't score anything easier than that. A lot of controversy about this player, a lot of acrimony, on loan for $5 million from Tottenham, but not really putting up the goods all season long, despite scoring this one.
So 7-0 is the final for Fenerbahce. They are not out of it yet. All right, when we return here on the Turkish Super League Highlight Show, round 33 recap, Besiktas on the road in the capital against Osmanlispor as they look to keep their fight up for the podium in Turkey. Thank you for joining us here on the Turkish Super League Highlight Show Round 33 recap. Let's go to the capital where Osmanlispor look to avoid relegation by beating Besiktas. Eric Krakauer here as Osmanlispor, 1-1 draw at Alanyaspor. Only 1 win in the last 7 Turkish Super League matches. But they started positively 6 minutes in after a mistake in the back. Serdar Güler, 1-on-1 against the keeper, and he scores.
A great start for the team. Trying to fight off relegation. Cannot afford to drop points. And Serdar Güler, so many times this season, the hero for this team, capitalizing.
So it's 1-0 for Osmanlispor after the first 45 minutes. Second half, Osmanlispor unlucky here. It's an own goal by Anil Karair.
And the man in the box at the far post is Kyle Larin. He did enough to get that ball into the defenders, and then, of course, it went in. And then controversy over here. Aminu Umar on the right takes a shot past Fabri. It looks to go in over the line.
Oh, yeah, that looks like a goal to me, Eric. I think Osmanlispor might have been undone here. But then Mustafa Pekdemek using his pectoral muscles to score here.
And this was immediately after that no call on the goal, deflating for Osmanlispor.
So Besiktas up 2-1 at this point. 56-minute Osmanlispor desperate for an equalizer, and they get it in spectacular fashion.
A moment of magic from the man we mentioned before, Serdar Gurler. Acrobatic finish past the Spaniard in goal, but it would be to no avail because a lapse in defense allows Wagner Love to find some space and put his header beyond Zydrunas Karsemarskas.
And so Besiktas now 6 wins in their last 7 Super League matches. Wagner Love with the game-winning goal. Bursa Büyükşehir Belediye Stadium. Bursaspor against Trabzonspor, honoring Pablo Batalla before the match, as the former Vélez Sarsfield man will be ending his time with Bursaspor. What a great playmaker he has been. However, is João Pereira creating the opportunity for Damin Joy.
Delightful lob from the Portuguese into the path of the Senegalese international, past Arun Tekin.
Trabzonspor looking to spoil Pablo Batalla's big day. How about this chance by Yazici off the post? And then Trabzonspor again denied by the post twice.
The woodwork saving Bursaspor some blushes, but Yusuf Yazici would tally, rounding the goalkeeper after a lovely through ball from Damandoy, and then picks his spot.
What is Harun Tekin thinking there for Bursaspor? You can't let Yusuf Yazici do that. He is one of the best players in the league. And then another goal here for Trabzonspor, Olcay Shahan.
Backline in tatters. Omur feeds Shahan, who goes near post past the goalkeeper. And then here, Musa Sow trying to get Bursaspor back into it, placing that header in the one spot that Shakir in goal cannot reach.
So it's 3-1 at this point in favor of Trabzonspor. And then a penalty appeal, and it is awarded to Trabzonspor.
And it appears on this replay that Ricardo Fati does get the ball first, but it is called. Ndoye steps up. Harun Tekin with a fantastic save with his feet.
Trabzonspor take down Bursaspor. 3-1 is the final, as now Kayserispor taking on the Turkish Cup champions, Akhisar. This match taking place at the Büyükşehir Belediye Stadium, and early on, not early on, second half, I should say. It's a goal for Akhisarspor, Yevhen Shlezhnyov.
The Ukrainian has no business scoring from this angle. The pass is wide, opportunity seemingly gone, but Shlezhnyov finds that spot in between the legs, and then a turnover here. Another chance. Shlezhnyov with the back heel, and it's Soner Aydogdu with the goal, the assist from Mudat Shelik. It does not get easier than that.
And 2-0 at this point for Akhisar. Kayserispor, 6 losses in their last 7 Super League matches coming into this encounter. It's a goal by Artem Kravitz, but it's a little too late for Kayserispor.
He had plenty of chances, missed them all except for that one.
Konyaspor against Göztepe at the Konya Büyükşehir Belediye Stadium in the city of Konya. 8 minutes in, Göztepe, the visitors, with the first real dangerous opportunity.
Terrific control to bring down that pass and then strike the ball. And then over here, confusion in the area. The ball lands at Halil Akbunar's feet. He tries the shot, but comes off more like a pass because he gets credited with the assist, and it's Dembaba who had that earlier shot, deflecting it in.
And clearly onside Dembaba. Imagine if Dembaba had played the whole season with Göztepe, where they might have been. Well, we'll see for next season. However, Konyaspor get an equalizer after some madness in the area.
Omer Şahiner reacts quickly to the rebound after good work from Samuel Eto'o on the left. Göztepe defenders not quick enough to react. And then a red card here for Andre Poco. He'll be out of the big game against Galatasaray.
Last week we profiled Rizespor, the champions of the second division. Let's profile the other team directly promoted to the Super League for next season, Ankaragücü.
Ankaragücü, the Ankara side back in the Super League. Rivals to Gençlerbirliği, who've already been relegated. Osmanlıspor, the neighbors, may be next. A team with some European experience, George.
Yeah, they certainly have participated in the Europa League back when it was called the UEFA Cup back in the early part of this millennium. Ankaragücü back in the top flight after a 6-year absence. Last time they were in the top flight, it was the 2011-2012 season. But it's good to see a capital club back in the top flight after Gençlerbirliği was going down.
And as I said last week, just because you're a recently promoted club does not mean that you become one of the whipping boys in this Super League, because as we saw this season, the teams that are promoted don't always go down.
Right, for sure. Umut Nayir is the leading goal scorer for Ankaragücü. We'll see if he can light it up when they get to the Super League. All right, Galatasaray took on Yeni Malatyaspor in a huge race, or a huge game that could determine their title hopes. We'll have it all here after the break.
Galatasaray, or as I like to call it, Galatasaray, could secure a 21st Turkish top flight title if they could take down Yeni Malatyaspor, or at least get closer to the title number 21.
At the Turk Telekom Arena, an important match between Galatasaray and Yeni Malatyaspor. And how about this? You're talking about real early, like 1 minute in, Yunus Belhanda with the opening goal.
They want that title.
Yep.
Sadik Shiftpinar, the center back for Malatyaspor, with a hospital pass. Rodriguez pounces on it with his speed and then finds the trailing Belhanda, who makes no mistake.
And how about Gadi Rodriguez? She has been amazing the last month and a half. Ooh, this shot just going wide. Yunus Belhanda trying to go for another goal here. Just 2 minutes in, they smell that title and they smell blood against Yeni Malatyaspor. And then Galatasaray in the 12th minute, Gadi Rodriguez again, getting loose. It's the goal, Krali Bafetemi Gomis.
Rodriguez's speed over 30, 40 meters is just outstanding. Probably in contention for Player of the Year. And he finds his old partner, the big Frenchman, Bafetemi Gomis, to add another one to his goal crowley season.
Galatasaray lost to Yeni Malatyaspor in Malatya in round 16, a 2-1 scoreline. And they didn't want to do that again, because if they lose, then the title race is already just gets even more wild. Another chance here, Yasin Öztekin with the chance.
Easy for Fabien Fornol, but the game was essentially over by this point. Big win for Galatasaray, but they shouldn't celebrate too early, because there's still a very important game coming up in Izmir.
Galatasaray, 9 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss in their last 11 Turkish Super League matches. They are finishing the season very strong. And we'll see what happens when they travel to Izmir to take on Göztepe. All right, Eric, round 33, what results stand out for you? What do you see here?
Well, there was really no doubt that Galatasaray would win at home. Formidable at Turk Telekom, only dropping 2 points all season. And Fenerbahce's emphatic win at Karabükspor was crucial, with this title potentially coming down to goal difference.
And those 7 goals against Karabükspor, the massive in terms of, as you mentioned, the goal difference and keeping their title hopes alive. All right, the last round of the season. And Eric, some huge encounters, but that Göztepe Galatasaray is the important, the big one.
And it's worth reminding that Galatasaray, not the best team in this league away from home,
right,
and Göztepe, very good at home. Dembaba on fire. I cannot wait to see this game and see what happens in what has been the most competitive league in Europe this season.
Those top 4 teams, only Galatasaray is on the road for the final round of the season. The standings, you see that Besiktas out of the title race, but they're still alive for Champions League.
And Galatasaray only needs a point in Izmir against Göztepe in order to seal it. A loss would give the title to Fenerbahce if the Yellow Canaries beat Konyaspor at home and end the season with a greater goal difference or more goals scored.
And remember, the 2 head-to-head between Fenerbahce and Galatasaray were scoreless draws this season. So you got all the permutation, all the mathematics. But if Galatasaray get a draw against Göztepe, we don't need to go to all the 19 tiebreakers in this situation in the Turkish top flights. We will see what happens there. But certainly a great end to the season. And we got 1 more round left. All right, the top saves here. Fabri of Besiktas in that match against Osmanlispor.
Osmanlispor deserved more than a loss. They are now relegated with all the teams above them collecting points. Good save from Fabri.
Number 2, it's Harun Tekin of Bursaspor denying Trabzonspor from the spot.
Quick reaction with his knee, feet, shin.
Yeah, whatever it takes, that's what they have to do. All right, the number 1 save, Ruud Boffin of Antalyaspor against Başakşehir.
And that is a really good save. He's going the opposite way, manages to stretch out his foot and stop Başakşehir from scoring a third.
All right, the top 3 goals of round 33, Hafta Uç, and it is Fernandao for Fenerbahce in that 7-0 thrashing.
Probably the best one he's scored all season. Acrobatic one in between the legs of the goalkeeper.
Lots of goals to choose from in that Fenerbahce Karabükspor match. This is the one, oh, look at the footwork by Atif Şaşve. That's amazing.
That spin in traffic, just so hard to do. And then pulling the trigger so quickly afterwards. Fabulous goal.
Number 1 is going to be from the Besiktas Osmanlispor, Serdar Güler, little Cristiano Ronaldo.
And was there any doubt? This guy, I don't think will stay with Osmanlispor. Great skill, the composure, the attention to the flight of the ball. Expect to see him in a top six club in Turkey next season.
The game of the week, the match of the week to conclude round 34. Göztepe versus Galatasaray.
And we've said all that you can say about this game. Just make sure you watch it.
Galatasaray with a big victory over Yeni Malatyaspor, 1 round closer to another Turkish top flight title. Well, a show that always gives you the latest information, that is always at the top, is The Extra. It comes on every weeknight, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. in the East, 4 p.m. in the West. And then following The Extra on Monday nights and Friday nights, it is The Locker Room, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, the best football debate show on the planet. I am George DiMattelis. Thank you very much for watching this presentation of the Turkish Super League Highlight Show here on beIN Sports.